Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel, and we've got over 300 audios for you to check out. So, hopefully, something you like. Please like, subscribe, comment below. If there's something you'd like to hear, we'd be more than happy to help you with that. Today, we're going to talk about being used or emotionally manipulated. What are some signs to know if you have been used or emotionally manipulated? There's eight or nine things I want to run through here. Most of them are pretty simple, but it's important to know these things because many people do use others, some of them without even knowing it, others as a pattern of psychological malfeasance, others as a coping mechanism of their own past trauma. Regardless, being used is no fun. So the first thing is, do they only contact you when they need something? People who are users are usually pretty clumsy about it and often will only be in contact with you when they need something. Now, this may be they need money, they need attention, they need affection, they need a favor, they need somebody to watch their kids, but usually with a user, there's always a need at the end of the rainbow. And they're super nice when they're in need, but then they kind of go cold on you after. They may even ghost you after they have gotten their needs met. The next thing is, are they a person that keeps their word? Generally, a person who is a user or manipulator doesn't see the value of keeping their word, and the only words they keep is when they're in the middle of trying to win you over to get you to do something for them. So this means that while they may be, in fact, someone who is a person who doesn't look like they're using you all the time, when there isn't something they directly need from you or want from you, their contact will go down, and their ability to follow through on what they've promised will also go down. And then if they need something again, they'll go out of their way, tripping over themselves to help you out, because, again, they're going to need you for something, so they need to look useful and helpful. Do you fear their reaction to things? Now, if you're in a situation where you're in a relationship, romantic, platonic, or family relationship, where you fear the reaction that someone's going to give you when you speak truth or when you share an opinion, ultimately this becomes problematic because chances are you're being used. The fear of someone else's reaction or opinion usually comes down to the fact that you have to deal with the possibility of rejection based upon you putting in down boundaries. So rejection and boundaries go hand in hand for a person who has a user's mentality. When they see a boundary, they either try and push it or they make you feel guilty for having one, and they will use your fear of rejection to their advantage. You don't want to make me mad, do you? You don't want me to be upset. You don't want me to be without a car, without whatever. You don't want me to lack is a key component to their manipulative approach and tact. Now, another one that's real simple, but it'll add up over time, are they financially cheap? When you go out to dinner or out for coffee, how often do they give to you? How often do they splurge for you? How often do they even split a check? People who are financial users will always have reasons why they're a little short this week. And so there are certain situations, especially if you're in a different income bracket from a friend and you're willingly giving, and you know that they're in a hardship, but you can trust that if they were in a better space, they would do things for you, or they do small things and you do medium-sized things, and there's some reciprocity there, that's one thing. But when a person is consistently taking from you, there's an issue there. So the next is, and this is uncomfortable, but when other people see things about them that you refuse to see. So if you have one friend who doesn't like somebody, then, that can just be a personality clash. But if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 friends, or some friends and some family members, or even, and I've seen this, coworkers who look at that, what do you see in that person? Like, what's your deal with them? What's their deal? And they're asking a lot of questions. Gee, you seem to spend a lot of time with them, but you aren't getting anything from it. These people can often see, because they don't have an emotional investment, what happens is when we are emotionally invested in a person, we don't see that we're being used, and then we get tripped up. And so if other people are seeing things about how another person is treating you that you don't want to see, there may actually be, in many cases, an opportunity where you're being used, other people see it, and you don't. So listen to the majority in a situation like that. The next is they don't say thank you. They don't show appreciation. They don't interact with others around you in a kind way. Another way to know if a person is a user is watch how demanding they are of people of service, whether it be a wait staff, whether it be a person behind a counter, customer service person on the phone. Are they kind? Are they patient? Or do they yell? Do they use aggressive language or obscenities? Do they say thank you to those people? Are they patient, and they when they wait they don't complain? These are signs of a person's character, but they're also signs of gratitude in non-social or non-friendship situations, non-relational situations, and those will carry over into a person's primary relationships. The last thing is you begin to dislike them. You begin to dislike being around them. You begin to dislike their attitude or their approach to living. You begin to dislike just how they make you feel. You're going to know if you're being used, even in your gut. And you may not want to admit it to yourself, but you're going to know based on, hey, I don't feel good when I'm around this person. I wonder why. It's always important to realize that any relationship can be replaced with something better. It's always important to realize to not give time, in other words, the length of time that you've been involved with somebody, over to, to mattering more than your own personal values. So hopefully this is helpful. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.